Okay, so you kind of fast forward a little bit because I didn't get to ask you how did it go from 7 days to 7-day West Coast? Because the West Coast was added
Later. So how I became West Coast, all this rapping started coming out, NWA, stuff like that. And you know, we said, man, shit, we not only West Side Crips, we West Coast Crips. So we added that, you know, we used to write that on the wall. You know, 7-day West Coast, you know, and it just kind of adapted in the neighborhood.
and that came out in the 80s, late 80s?
That came out, not the late 80s, around, probably around 80, probably about 82, something like that, 81.
Because you said NWA.
Yeah, because I mean, gangs, well, West Side Gangs started rapping, talking about they was from West Coast.
Oh.
That's the only thing I could kind of grab on to, you know what I mean?
So around 82, 83,
Yeah.
the West Coast got added to it.
Yeah.
By this time, though, the Rollin 80s are already active because they started around, what, 79?
Yeah, and they wasn't really active.
But they were there, though.
Yeah, they was there.
Yeah.
We were more active than they were active. We were more of a, because we had homeboys that's the original Rollin 80s that was 7 days.
So at some point after the Rollin 80s were established, you guys were already West Coast. They weren't. And then you guys all came together under the West Coast banner?
Yes.
And what year would you say that all happened?
It had to be at least probably around 80, 81. Right around that time. Because I'm trying to think. It could have been a little later than that, if really, now that I think about it. It could have been, yeah, about 81, 82. Could have been around, it had to be around that time.
Now, you said you wasn't sure how the 80s got the name, but wouldn't it have been related to it? We're in the 1980s now, perhaps?
That's what we think. But I would have to ask the original that kind of originated that whole thing to know. And he, you know, and we always have arguments about that all the time when we see each other. Like 8 came before 7, 7 came before 8, but yeah, I mean, the 7 always came before the 8, no matter what.
Okay.
But it didn't really matter because we wasn't separated. We never separated ourselves. The only thing that was separated is Springdale's from the park. Springdale became just a super duper plug.
My question is, when you guys were 7th day, the Springdale Apartments were already there.
Yeah.
But you guys weren't really functioning there in like 77, 78, 79.
No.
But weren't there young cats living in there back then?
Yeah, but you gotta understand these are projects. So you got cats from LA, Compton, a bunch of sets that was in there already. When you know what I mean, when we arrived, and you got cats that was born and raised up in there. But no, it wasn't no sets up in there yet.
Now, wouldn't they come to this park when, like you said, you guys always came to this park as kids? Wouldn't the guys from Springdale come to this park too?
Yeah, but no, because they had their own park, own playground, own everything, recreation center. They had everything in Springdale. Like, only time they ever come if they went to the pool. They had slides over there. They had 3 or 4 parks in the, you know, in the area. So no, they didn't have to come to the park.
Okay, so there was a little bit of like distance between those cats and everyone that was over here then.
Yeah, a
like
little bit.
Social distance. There wasn't a lot of mixing at that time in the early years.
Yeah, we did in school. Because I mean, even in school, from elementary to junior high, we still went through the back fence and went in Springdale because a bunch of girls was in there. So we always was in Springdale, or they was up here at the park. So we still cats still went to the same schools together, John Muir or Stevens, or Webster or wherever it was. So we were still intertwined.
And everyone went to poly still when you get
Everybody-
to high school.
Yeah.
Now, did the guys on the north side that we talked about earlier, they went to poly as well?
Jordan.
Oh, Long Beach Jordan.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's North Side.
Yeah.
That's their home school. Yeah.
Okay, so there's a little separation between the north side cats.
Yeah, the East Side.
But you said that some of the hoods were kind of intertwined with the Seventh Day. Did y'all ever say, hey, y'all should check into to poly so we could all go to school together?
No. Because back then they had to segregate you by Social Security. I mean by zip codes. So if you went to poly, you had to either get transferred to poly or live in that area. And if you didn't live in that area, you couldn't even go to school unless you had a special transfer.
Thanks for watching StreetTV.net. If you're not subscribed, please hit that button below and click the bell to receive alerts and notifications. Feel free to comment below so you can give us your feedback, and be sure to watch the 2 related episodes to the right. If you want to support this platform or follow us on social media, visit the links in the description. And thanks for watching StreetTV.net.